Welcome to Building Better Health Today, the podcast where we dig deep into real struggles facing men, women, children in today's world. We're not here to sugarcoat, ignore the root causes, or follow the mainstream narrative. We're here to wake up, educate, and empower. And in each episode, we are going to tackle the real issues from men's health to hormonal chaos to kids' development, immune function, and even women's energy, fertility, and everything in between. We're going to expose what's really going on around us, and more importantly, we'll share real solutions. We take a holistic approach addressing the body as a whole, physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And our foundation, the powerful philosophy of Dr. Joe Wallach, the pioneer of the 90 for Life movement. Dr. Wallach teaches you that your body needs 90 essential nutrients in it every day, 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. Your body can do amazing things when it is because it is designed to heal if you give it the right tools. So in our show, you're going to hear truth-based education, real-life testimonies, and interviews, tips and tools that you can use today, and holistic insights that support the entire family. We also invite you to join our free Facebook group where we expand on Dr. Wallach's teachings, we share bonus content, and we offer a supportive community that is building better health every single day. So please subscribe to this podcast, share it with someone you care about, because everyone deserves to feel strong, healthy, and full of life. Now let's dive into today's episode. Meet Mariia, once a criminal lawyer in Russia, now a passionate holistic health coach here in Australia, and she's helping families reclaim their energy, freedom, and vitality. What's amazing about Mariia is that with her legal background, she has this investigative mindset. And so Mariia's taken a deeper dive into questioning the mainstream advice, uncovering the truths, and really creating rituals that actually work for real families. So today, Mariia is empowering others to do the same, not through restrictions or fads, but by understanding that the body is by making aligned choices and embracing the holistic lifestyle. So in this episode, you're going to hear from Mariia as the story unfolds and the lessons she's learned along the way and the practical tips that help you and your family take back the health. One simple aligned step at a time. So if you guys are all ready, let's dive in. So welcome, Mariia. How are you today?
I'm fine, thank you. I'm so happy to be here and to share my knowledge and experience with our audience.
Well, sweetheart, I guess it's about a year since we've known each other. I have watched you kind of grow into yourself taking this deep dive into better health. And I just love how you take that background of yours and that spirit of yours and have taken such a deep dive. Now, one of the things that we have discovered, especially as women, is our hormones. And let's just say, the hormones has become a real thief in lots and many women's lives. So I wanted to ask you a question. Let's get started with this. Let's start with the term hormonal theft. What does that really mean?
First of all, it is not a real medical diagnosis. It's a condition. It's a condition of your body. Then your body is under the long period of stressful time. And what happens? Your body starts to make cortisol. It is the stress hormone, just to help you survive, just to survive. But there is a thing here. Doing this, your body is losing such a beautiful things like your beauty, libido, feminineness, and your happiness. And that is why you should be aware of what is going on in your body, what is going on inside you, and of course, take an action.
Yes. Well, I guess, did you have any personal experience in this yourself? How did this bring you to women's health?
Of course, I do have my own experience being in this period of time, just a mature woman. mature women, period, I felt myself not quite good. And I decided to go and see the doctor. So we just have this habit of going and see our doctors. And of course, the doctor performed some investigation, blood work, and some more things. And the doctor told me nothing. He suggested some medications. I did not like that at all because I knew these type of medications, and I understood the side effects of these medications, and they were not nice to me. And he told me, like, okay, it's okay. You are aging. Nothing special, nothing wrong. It's just a common thing. I did not like this answer that it is just a common thing. And I decided to go deeper to find some more information and to find the solution for myself. And I found it
Well,
and implemented it, and I'm happy.
woohoo. Well, again, that comes back to that investigative mind of yours, and it's so true. I have so many of my girlfriends that have come to me like they brain fog, like they feel like they're going mental, really, really struggling. And I'm glad we can have this conversation now more than ever before. So tell me, what made you so passionate about sharing this message with women, especially those that are 35 plus?
Because I have seen so many women, including myself, they do not understand what is going on with them. They just think that it's just common thing, and they are told that it's a common thing. You are aging, or just the worst thing that what do you want? You are a woman. It's a typical thing for a woman. Just this general cliche that if you are a woman, you should feel this and this and these symptoms, and these symptoms are okay, but they are not okay. And many women, they just feel guilty that they felt like this, that they feel that they are completely done or completely off, and they are so smart and so clever, but they just stuck in this stress condition, and they feel depleted. But there is a quite natural solution to fix it.
Yeah.
That is why I decided to make my own language and to create my own tools, and just to help people, to help women to fix this condition and to give them permission to fix this condition.
I like that. Give them the permission. I've been very blessed that when I was about 25, 26, I think that was around the age, it was in my 20s anyway. And I got this book called Women's Wisdom, and it's by Christine Northup.
Mhm.
And she's a female GP, gynecologist, all that. And this was after being in the medical industries for so many years, she saw that what it actually did to women. And so she took a more holistic approach. And so I started following those tools going back 30 years now. So I've been very blessed to say I didn't have the, the period struggles. I didn't have the menopause struggles. And I really, truly believe it has a lot to do with the things that I implemented based on women's wisdom and her knowledge. So I'm really proud, and I love hearing stories like yourself. So let's just talk about this then. Let me ask you this. Many women actually really think they're just getting older, or they just don't handle the stress like they used to. What do you think is really happening behind the scenes in the body?
So we have two hormones, cortisol and progesterone. Both of them play important roles in the women's health and in general health itself. But the tricky thing is that cortisol and progesterone, they use the same raw materials like building blocks. That is why when you are in stress, your body is producing cortisol, and the progesterone will be not produced because your body is busy with the cortisol blocks. So it means then the stress is high, the progesterone level is low. But you can pay attention to that, and you can definitely manage it. And why you should just be aware that when you are in stress, you should keep in mind that you should take an action.
Say that again, that last part. When you're in stress, say that again.
So when you are in stress, you should be very mindful. You should notice it, think about it, and take an action.
Take an action. That was it. This. Okay. So let's talk about stress a little bit more. Everyday life, normal stress, but stress now more than ever before is probably a little bit heavier and harder on people today. We're being bombarded with media, social media. We're bombarded with just, more than ever before. So talk to me a little bit more. Can you explain how chronic stress actually hijacks our hormones, especially that progesterone, and how it actually affects our mood, our sleep, and our cycles?
Yes, we should understand again how our body is functioning. When we are under the stress, the body thinks that we are in danger. And the first task of our body system, of our all system, is to put you in the survival model. And survival model is about the cortisol. What does it mean, survival model, right now in real life? It is not lions, it is not animals, it is not just fighting. It's just simple things we have every day. Overload in our life. We are busy with our kids. We are busy doing our job. We have financial commitments. We have parenting commitments. We have just mother's commitments and so on and so forth. And all these little things, they just create a big stress for the body. And body thinks that, okay, I'm in danger. And if I'm in danger, I will make more and more and more cortisol. And the body will use the same raw materials, ingredients, or build blocks as for the progesterone. Progesterone and cortisol, they are made by the body from the same raw materials. And what does it mean? If you are in these danger things, your body produces cortisol and your body does not produce progesterone. Just you see, there is an imbalance. And that is why you start to feel weird, to feel tired. You have mood swings. You have problems with your periods. You started to gain weight and so on and so forth.
So, which is interesting because our progesterone, like let's say those women that are in their cycles, that second half of their cycle, they're in their progesterone state. And that's really when they need to be resting more and taking a little bit more time to kind of just acknowledge how they're feeling and eat more nutrient kind of dense foods. And people don't know that. They don't know their cycles. We're taught about our cycles in the schools. We're not educated what's hormones and what's progesterone, estrogen, how does our cycles work and what we should be doing in our cycles. It drives me crazy. And so that's why I'm so passionate about this topic. So tell me, why is cortisol prioritized over other hormones? And what is the consequences of that as a trade-off for women?
So again, if we take just our women's life, progesterone, it is going to be down just biologically. And then you are under the stress, the progesterone, you are losing the progesterone because your body is using just the building blocks for cortisol. Cortisol is the main thing to protect you, is a main survival hormone. And if your body thinks that you need this survival model, you are too stressed, too tired, too overwhelmed, the body will use cortisol model, not the progesterone model. And that is why women should know this, should get this knowledge just to be able to manage it.
Yep, absolutely. And I love it in the, like we talk about those 4 stages of, a woman's menstrual cycle, like the first, like the actual menstrual phase, the first 5 days. This is where everything in the body is releasing, and that's where you may feel tired. And, you, again, that's that time where you got to go back in yourself and just kind of slow that energy around. And I like to call it like the winter stage. Pardon me. Again, that time to rest and renew. And then we go into the follicular phase, which is day 16 to day 13. And that's where the estrogen rises. It's really kind of preparing the body to release the egg. Energy really begins to return. That's when we think spring. Oh, pardon me. Just got to take a drink. I got all excited there. And so this is why we talk about spring. I think people need to know this is the time why they do feel more energized, because they're blooming with ideas and energy. And if they can realize that, that's when when you know you can put more things, you can be more active, be more focused, be more motivated. But then when we go into that, the ovulatory stage, the day 16, day 14, those days, that's when like the egg is released and they feel the most fertile. And that's why they'll feel more social. They'll feel more magnetic and confident and even energized. And that's kind of like summer, right? You think summer, you feel like taking your clothes off, you're in bloom and you're in your most vibrant energy. And then there's the luteal stage or phase, which is the end of your cycle, which is day 17 to 28, those, 10, 11 days. And this is where the progesterone rises. And this is where you want to prepare your body for these sort of things. And where you are more sensitive, introspective, where you feel a little bit moody, maybe, because what you're really needing to do is take that time. And this is the autumn. This is the winding down. This is the preparing to release. And take that time. And I just love understanding those 4 cycles like that, like in the thinking winter and, spring and summer and autumn. And I would love more and more women, especially our younger women, to understand this so that they can prepare themselves for the cortisol, the stress, and things like that. So with yourself then, at what point would you say a woman would say, oh no, actually, I want to ask you this one first. How does this theft show up in real life? And what are some subtle or common signs that women might miss in that?
Oh yeah, let's make it real. Just you wake up early in the morning and you feel tired. You think that you have enough hours to sleep, but it doesn't help at all. You take a cup of coffee, it doesn't help. You take one more coffee, it doesn't help at all. And so you start to feel yourself better right in the middle of the day. But around 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you feel that you are crushed again. And you feel just that you are not in a good mood. You are just a little bit of irritable. You don't want to do things you need. You want to eat something sweet. You want to have something, some extra rest. And in the end of the evening, you have just a lot of energy. It is just the spike of your hormones. In the evening, you're energetic, and as a result, you are not able to go to sleep in time and to sleep early and to have a good and deep rest. And it sounds like it's just, just a cycle during a day, but it is the first symptom that you should take care of yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what people don't realize. Women operate on a 28-day cycle, but we operate, so that's the cycle, but then there's the circadian rhythm, and that's what happens in those 24 hours. I like how you explain that. Okay, at what point should a woman say, okay, this is more than just a bad week, and really take action?
When you begin to understand that it is your life and it is your new normal, and that you are tired more than 10 weeks in a row, and you think that it is just a stress and I will cope with that, but you do not see the results. Nothing good is happening with you, and you are feeling yourself down, 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 down. You know that there are 4 stages of stress. The first stage of stress is quite an easy step. When you are just doing something, you are under the stress, but you can manage, you can have a rest, and you just rebuild yourself. The stage number 2 and stage number 3 goes a little bit further. When you are doing something for a long time and you understand that, okay, I'm nearly done, you feel burnt out. And the most important symptom is then you started to feel like every action, every moment, every movement is an effort for you. And it is just a high alarm that, wow, you are so overloaded with the things are going around you. And you should just stop, sit, relax, and think, where am I? Where am I? What do I feel? What do I need right now, straight away? Just take an action.
Yeah, it's crazy the stress load, but I love the analogy of the 4 stages of stress, and just understanding that makes you take, like you said, step back and really think about it. And something else that you said is about, we wake up and the first thing a woman wants is to have that cup of coffee to wake them up, and like you said, then they need another cup of coffee. And this is where the real battle is about coffee and the understanding of how damaging coffee can be to a woman, because not only is it constantly stimulating the adrenal glands that constantly puts them in that fight and flight stage, which is constantly messing with their cortisol levels. It's also leaching and sucking out the minerals and nutrients out of their bones, out of their body, and where it's dehydrating them. And so that's a whole nother layer and issue that coffee is doing that. And so it's an addiction that is clearly messing with so many women. And right now they're probably going, oh, I really love my coffee. And I know, I understand that war. That is probably my addiction, my biggest struggle. I'm a coffeeholic. And so I'm constantly having to create new strategies. They say, in moderation, well, one a day keeps, that sort of thing. Everybody's different. And some people can operate with just that one a day, but it can't be the first thing they have in that day. And or you can treat yourself when you go out and not have it at home if you know it's an addiction. For me, I can't have it here in the house. I'm just glad now I found a mushroom coffee, so I can, still enjoy a coffee, but at least I'm not getting through those feelings of what coffee does to you. So I have to manage it, and I'm aware of it, but I think more and more women need to know what coffee is actually doing to sabotage themselves
Correct.
in that. Okay. So what connection between guilt and rest? Like, tell me, what's that connection, and how can
Oh,
we begin to shift that mindset?
it is very important part of our conversation today because many women were raised with the association that rest means laziness or selfishness. We are
Mm,
trained, we are raised to do everything for everyone except ourselves. We are ready
yeah.
to be mothers, we are ready to be employees, we are ready to be professionals, we are ready to be wives, but we are not ready to be ourselves. We are not ready to be a woman. It
Mm,
sounds weird, but it's really I have seen it so many times. Well, then just a woman comes to me and she said, "I don't have time for rest. I have so many duties to fulfill. Have so many commitments, and I cannot afford just to sit for a while and drink a cup of tea for myself, or I cannot afford to spend a half of the day by myself because I have 3 kids and a husband and they need me, and so on and so forth." And there is a connection because there is a stereotype, but we should understand that rest is not a luxury at all. It is biological maintenance. It means that our body can rebuild, transform, and heal itself during this period of time when you are having rest. That is why
yeah.
one important shift I would suggest is to change this stereotype. I don't have time for rest to I need rest for myself to recharge myself and to do all my things better. And it will really helpful.
Brilliant. And with rest comes digest your body. And why do so many women have gut issues? And the gut obviously messes with the brain. So with the brain, we feel more depressed and anxiety and all these issues that come with uh, mental health, which is gut health, which gut health happens to be because they're not getting the rest and the digest that they actually need. And again, the coffee being a really big sabotaging killer in that. So I think that's a really great, I love it. Thank you for sharing that. And I think that's where, um, more self-care is so important. And I like how you said, stop saying, I don't have time to rest, to I am making time to rest. And so that comes in with our self-care. So what are some small, powerful rituals women can add to their day or to help send a message of safety and nourishment to the body?
What I would suggest is to start your day not with the coffee first, with the water. It can be the warm water or just cold water with lemon juice, a bit of lemon juice, or a bit of apple cider vinegar. If you can drink 2 glasses of water in the morning, it is fine. But again, it should be water. Water is hydration. We need hydration for our body because the main part of our body is water. That is why if you are thirsty or if you are dehydrated, your body and your brain will not act beautifully, nice and beautiful. That is why it is the first step, drink your water in the morning. The next step is food. Food is very important because we have all vitamins and minerals in the food and macronutrients, and they are building blocks for our hormones and other chemical process in our body. That is why for women it is very important to have enough protein, enough good fat, and enough fiber every meal on your plate. Just be creative and make your plate beautifully and put a little bit of something on your plate. And do you know the rainbow vegetables, rainbow veggies on your plate on regular basis is very nice idea. Then the periods of time between food. They should, it is better to have them regular. What does it mean? It's not a good idea to snacking every 2 hours. You just should eat your meal and wait at least 3 or 4 hours just to complete this digestion cycle and just to let your body to absorb all the macronutrients and vitamins and minerals from the food and give rest to your digestive system. And that is very important thing. Then just think about yourself and create new habits. Just small little habits. For example, on Friday, I will go for a walk in just the park and spend some time with myself. Or during a day, I just sit in a quiet place and drink a cup of herbal tea and in a silence, without any ringing phones, crying kids, and so on and so forth. And a very good habit to say no without any explanation if you don't like something. Just to say no, it's a very wonderful tool to train your boundary muscle. Sometimes women, they feel guilty that I cannot say no because he's my husband, because they are my kids, because they are my parents. But you know what? The main person in your life is you. That is why it is very important to say no then it is necessary for you. And that is why you can just use this simple tool in your everyday life. And of course, it is better to go to bed around 10 or 10:30 because it will help your adrenals to have rest as well. And just to conclude this cycle of your body functioning. And these steps are simple and they are easily can be implemented in your everyday life, but they are very helpful.
Now, I know you talk about nutrition and we like to say building this plate, like you spoke about building this plate. Can you expand a little bit on the building the plate and how you do the portions? I just think that would be it's so helpful.
Yeah, and so helpful and it is very easy. So we should have protein, fat, fiber, and veggies on your plate. So the amount or the size or the protein, use your hand because your hand is a unique hand. It is only the tool for it is your own personal tool how to create your own portion. So the size of the protein is this part of your hand without fingers. So the size and the thickness. So it will be, it can be just the size of meat or fish or, okay, like this. Or just a portion of beans because beans have protein as well. Then carbs, we need carbs. But the portion of carbs should be like a handful, but not the full of handful, just like this. Not a good, not just a big amount of this, but just a small handful of something. Fiber, again, fiber plays very important into the digestion, and it is very important for hormones because it acts like a mop and it is cleaning out of your body all these unnecessary estrogen you produce during your lifetime. And that is why having fiber on regular basis uh, make a great impact on your overall women's health. It helps with the heavy periods, it helps with the mood swings, it helps with this fatigue, just because like it acts like a cleaning thing to get rid of, to remove the estrogen. Then fat. The portion of fat is just your finger. It can be just a piece of good fat, or just it can be a tablespoon of seeds or something like this. So protein, carbs, fats, fiber, and veggies. Veggies again. We have uh, underground veggies and above ground veggies. Underground veggies, potatoes, carrots, for example. Above ground greens. Greens is better because fiber and water are the main ingredients of greens or underground vegetables. Or above ground vegetables. Underground vegetables like potato, carrots, partnership, and so on and so forth, they are a little bit stretchy. That is why you should be very careful if you are struggling with weight. I think that the best solution will be greens plus some above ground veggies on your plate. And that's it.
Well, I love it. I love it. And let me just expand, because I follow Mindy Peltz. She's Fast Like a Girl, Eat Like a Girl. And she talks about your philosophy. But when she talks about the carbs, some people, we're not talking pasta and those kind of carbs. We're talking, that's the root vegetables you're talking about. That small bit there, that's your sweet potato. That's your potato. But women really thrive with sweet potato, that especially with hormones. And then I love it that your fiber, your salad, your greens are so incredibly powerful, again, to hormones, which is great. So before I finish with my last question, I just wanted to say what are some herbs that are really good for women and hormones? What would be some herbs that you would recommend?
Oh, we have different varieties with the herbs for women. I personally love nettle. Nettle works very good with the women's cycle. If you have heavy bleeding or your periods are quite long, it is a good idea to drink a cup of nettle tea just to get your periods shorter and to get rid of pain. It really helps. Then I love many other things like holy basil, for example, or red clover or ashwagandha. You know, each herb goes with the certain condition or the certain symptom. And that is why, of course, it is good to ask a professional what is better for you to take. But anyway, if you take just a cup of tea with these herbs I've mentioned on a regular basis, it will just bring your goodness, and that's it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love how you said the holy basil, because that really calms the nervous system and it regulates the cortisol. And I love it because it supports the thyroid health, as well as immune. It enhances your immune, and just in other words, it just really manages anxiety and stress. I know there's another one you love, that raspberry leaf. We talked about raspberry leaf because that's really good for strengthening the reproductive tissues and the hormone balance. But I think that one is good for easing menstrual cramps, right?
Yeah, right.
um, right. But I think another one that we talked about, because you and I, have had so much fun doing actual herbs and hormones wellness course, but is the black cohosh, which is really good
Yeah.
for estrogen. I think that one really helps modulate the estrogen or regulate, and helps with hot flashes, mood swings, and especially sleep disturbances. It's really good, helpful for that. So I think those are some really good ones. You said ashwagandha, right? Didn't you?
Yeah,
Um,
ashwagandha. Mm-hmm.
yes. And the ashwagandha is another one that's really good for the stress hormones, for the cortisols and in there. And then I think there's another one, the maca root. That's a really good one too, the maca root, because it's more like helps again balance the estrogen and the progesterone, and that one specifically improves the libido, and it actually supports the mood and fertility. So this one is great for perimenopause, menopause, adrenal fatigue, and PMS. So those are all really great herbs, I think, that are really helpful. And I think herb teas are a really great way to get the herbs, finding good products that have it. That's why I love the hormonal support that Longevity has. It's specifically female hormone support, and it has all those wonderful herbs they've done it in an actual t-shirt as well. Okay, last question. Smoothies. You are known as our smoothie queen. You are very passionate about making smoothies as a full meal. I think that's the first thing that I remember in our conversations that you talked about. And I've seen you do some smoothies and build on smoothies. Tell me about these smoothies as a full meal. Like, what's the formula and what would be something you'd recommend somebody getting started?
I love smoothies very much. I drink them by myself on a regular basis because I came to the conclusion it is the best thing or the best tool to get all these macro and micronutrients to your body in one meal. And the structure is so smooth, and the structure helps the body to absorb all these macronutrients and vitamins better. Because sometimes if you have digestive things, smoothie will help to absorb all these beautiful ingredients from the smoothie. And of course, I do not drink sweet smoothie because I don't think that it's a meal. To my opinion and to my investigation, smoothie meal should consist of the same ingredients I have already mentioned for the plate: fat, protein, fiber, and greens. I recommend to put greens in your smoothie just on regular basis because they have all these small micronutrients for the absorption. That is why, so it means that you can just use any water base you like. It may be coconut water, it may be just clean, pure water, or herbal tea, or even green tea, or not too strong because green tea has some beneficial things too. And then you just build your smoothie meal, putting a bit of fiber. It may be greens or berries or cauliflower or just zucchini, a bit of zucchini, and then you can put a little bit of fat. It may be, if you take oils, then it can be a tablespoon of oil, a good oil, or you can use seeds, different type of seeds, sesame seeds, for example, sunflower seeds, chia seeds, any kind of seeds. I prefer seeds than oils because I think that they are more beneficial for our body. And then fiber again, just a handful of greens into your smoothie. And the main ingredient is protein. Protein helps to create a balance if some of your berries are sweet, and not to get this spike of glucose in your body. And you can just use collagen as a source of protein, or you can just use a protein powder, but we're all different. Some people like these protein powders, some people do not like just plant-based protein powder. And of course, when you use protein powder, look into the ingredients. Are they good or bad? I prefer hemp protein powder as a plant-based source of protein and collagen. And just build it, put it into the blender, make a smoothie, drink it, don't leave it, don't freeze it, drink it straight away. You can eat it with a spoon just to get this feeling that I'm eating something, I'm nourishing myself, I am safe, I am feeling good, and that's it. And you will feel, your body will say, will be so grateful for you.
Absolutely. Okay, so we talked about in your formula. I just want to expand on it. So we talked about greens. So I got your formula here. I got our notes that you had for when you did a glow from within. And so a very big part of that formula was the antioxidants. So, and so you chose berries as all of your different antioxidants. So that was one. So what are some berries that you love? Let's build this smoothie right now. What would be some of the berries that you would recommend? Just off the top of your head, what would be some berries we're going to
So
put in this
we have
virtual
here in
smoothie?
Australia raspberry. Raspberry is my favorite. Cranberry. Cranberry is my favorite because it works with the kidney system. Raspberry, cranberry, and blackberry. Blackberry and blueberry, they have this blue color, and they such just these phytoestrogens. They are amazing, and they are high. They have high level of antioxidant, and these are my favorite berries.
Excellent, excellent. And so others that people could use in their smoothies for antioxidants would be ginger or turmeric or cinnamon, or even cacao. That is an amazing antioxidant, and it's really great in smoothies. Okay, so then you said healthy fats. So what would you be putting now in this smoothie? So we're doing a raspberry. Now, what's our healthy fats? What would be
We
some
can
examples of
put
healthy
a
fats?
teaspoon of coconut oil there, because coconut oil is very good for women. We can put a slice of avocado there. Avocado is amazing source of fat for women. Or we can put seeds. You can just build a mixture of different seeds, or you can use only one option. For example, sesame seeds. For example, white sesame seeds is a very good source of iron.
Yeah.
So we can use sesame seeds to work with the iron deficiency. It's really helpful. Or we can use pumpkin seeds.
Okay, pumpkin seeds. What about chia seeds, flax seeds?
Flax seeds are very good for women because they have high level of phytoestrogens. Phytoestrogens help us to balance our hormones. They work like a balancing tool. If you do have high level of our estrogen, flax seeds will help you to lower it. If you have the lack of estrogen, it will work just to come back to the normal size, and so on and so forth. Chia seeds is a wonderful source of omega-3, and it is a wonderful mop for your gut, and that is why, yep, you can use that as well for different purposes. Yep.
Brilliant. Okay. And so then we talked about a scoop of protein. You like your plant-based proteins. I like Greek yogurt. That's the protein I love in my smoothies. Okay, so we're building it up. Now we say the cup of fiber, which our berries are fiber too, but we could use, is there something else we could put for fiber in there?
Yeah, I would recommend to put greens, because you know that we have a information that usually people, they do not eat enough fiber. That is why if you have an opportunity to increase your fiber level, it is a good idea to put not only berries in your smoothie, but berries plus leaves, especially plus green leaves with the redness or just purple darkness on the sides, to get extra antioxidants in your meal.
Absolutely. So which greens are you in our virtual smoothie here? Which greens are you picking for this one?
It is raspberry. I would put some rucola there because I love this combination of bitter taste. Or
so you mean the
radicchio,
rocket?
yeah, or rucola rocket, yep, or a bit of radicchio salad, or just spinach. Spinach is a wonderful thing because it has mild taste, but it works, and it works with any options or any flavors we want.
Brilliant. And then adding a bit of extra collagen, because we know how it makes
Collagen.
us glow from within. Well, I love it. I love it. So this is where I love building the smoothie. So I just wanted to just finish off with expanding on macronutrients and micronutrients. I'm going to ask you this. I was going to share it, but why don't you expand? What's the difference between macro and micro?
So macro is a big blocks. It's a protein because we are protein. Our muscles are built from protein. Our hormones are protein-based thing. Iron things are protein-based things. We need protein for our health to be healthy because they are working just like a train to deliver all micronutrients to all part of the body. fat is also a macronutrient because it helps with many things, with the with the vitamins absorption, with the repairing of our tissues and so on, and again with the hormones as well, because they take part in the chemical processes in our body. And carbs, we need carbs because it gives us energy, but we need really good carbs. It is not a Coca-Cola or a cup of Sprite or just a bar of Snickers. So the source should be good. It can be berries, it can be banana. Why not? A banana is a wonderful thing, a wonderful fruit. But so all these three main things, protein, fat, and carbs, they are like macronutrients. They're like a building blocks for the small things like a macronutrients.
And micro?
Micro, they're just small things, but they're small, but they're doing a real big job. They are involved in the small chemistry, biochemistry in our body. And here comes vitamins and minerals. And so it's another topic. We can discuss it deep and wide, and this from that point of view and that point of view.
Absolutely.
And you know that we do not need only one mineral or one vitamin, we need 90 just to cover all our process in the body, because each process in the body is there is connection with the certain vitamins and micronutrients and minerals. That is why you can just combine the food and supplements.
Brilliant. And so that's why I find it really important when we talk about all this food, dense food, nutrient dense food. And unless you're gardening or buying organic or anything like that, to have nutrient dense food, you need to know that the soils have the nutrients in it. And so it's really hard. They may be organic, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the nutrients, the food that it was grown in, have all those nutrients. And hence why the micronutrients is the calcium, is, you know, all those building blocks that we were talking about. Hence even selenium. We can't even get selenium in Australia in our soils. And people say, oh, you can have a Brazil nut. I go, yeah, but depending if that Brazil nut was in the soil fertilized with the selenium, only like less than 20% of America even has selenium in it. And so that's why it's so important to have that supplement. And we know not all supplements are equal. There's synthetic supplements, and then there are plant-based supplements. So it's very important to research and make sure you have the quality supplements. That's why I align myself with the brand that I align myself with Longevity, Dr. Wallach and his 90 for Life philosophy, because I know that they are plant-based, that the efficacy and the quality of the products have high nutrient base. And so this is exciting. This has been a great topic. And I just really wanted to quickly recap on some of the things that you talked about. You talked about cortisol and the stress levels, especially around women, and taking the time to rest and digest. You talked about the 4 levels of stress, which I think was really great to be mindful and aware, as well as you talked about the boundaries that women have, learning to give yourself muscle boundary. I love that. Giving yourself muscle boundary, learning how to have boundaries around yourself and the people around you. I loved it. Macro, micronutrients. You talked about the building up a healthy plate, the difference between micro and macronutrients. I think that was great. You covered a lot, Mariia. I love it. I love it. I thank you so much for sharing that. I just really wanted to say a little bit more about you and what you actually do. You know, I understand that you take a deeper dive for people in the sense that you do one-on-one coaching, and you're really good at getting somebody's blood work and taking a deep dive into their blood work. Like, you take an investigative mind, because the blood work, you know what is missing in their body. So I think that is really great. Do you want to maybe expand a little bit more about the blood work and how that is for you, how you can take a deep dive into that? Or do you want to, is there anything you'd like to say around that?
Yeah, just a little bit. I know how to read your blood tests. When you go to the GP, the doctor just looks through the references and the numbers, but sometimes it doesn't work because there is a hidden stories behind the scene, behind the numbers. And you should look not only the numbers or the name of the blood, you should just create a picture or a puzzle from your blood test. For example, you can have the iron deficiency, But the reason of the cause of this iron deficiency will be vitamin B12 deficiency. And there is a special blood count formula for that to see and to understand that. But you need time for that, and you need knowledge and skills how to read this blood test.
Absolutely. And so I know that you love to help in that, and you love to specifically help on meal planning and creating a plan for women over 35, as well as helping them transformation and losing weight and feeling great. So we'll make sure we'll put more details about what you do in the bottom. And so, oh my God, what an incredible conversation, Mariia. I want to thank you for sharing your journey, your wisdom, and your heart with us today. I really believe your story is such a beautiful reminder that healing is possible, and that with the right knowledge and support, we all can be empowered with our choices for our health and our family. So to everyone listening, if Mariia's story resonated with you, take this as a sign. You're not stuck. Your body is capable of amazing things, and when you give the tools it needs. So if you're ready to go deeper, we invite you to join our free Facebook group where we expand on Dr. Wallach's 90 for Life philosophy. We share real testimonies, practical tools, and connect with like-minded people in our community fighting for better health together. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, leave a review, and share this podcast with somebody that you love. Everyone listening, everyone that shares helps spread this powerful message. And next time, stay curious, stay empowered, and remember, fighting for better health starts with you. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode and found something valuable to take with you on your own wellness journey. Your first step is to eliminate the bad foods that are causing inflammation. So check out in our show notes a free copy of our good food, bad food list. And step 2 is you can start enjoying the sunrise and the sunset and set good intentions towards better health and staying connected. And our step 3 is we have a free health evaluation tool. It is to help you discover your own personal health score, where you can identify the nutrients that your body is missing. And once completed, one of our certified holistic health coaches will reach out to you and offer you a complimentary support call to guide you towards your next best step. Now, this podcast is a labor of love, and I am committed to keeping it packed with real empowering content. And to do that, I have aligned myself up with a brand that I'm incredibly proud to be with. And that brand is Longevity, which is backed by 50 years of research rooted in the science and philosophy of Dr. Joel Wallach. Again, his powerful 90 for life message is give your body what it needs and it'll do amazing things. But if there was one product that I would recommend to every listener, it's NanoBalance. NanoBalance is our breakthrough formula designed to work at a cellular level, supporting your immune balance, pain and inflammation relief, immune system support, as well as stress regulation and your nervous system support. This one very quietly powerful product is loaded with curcumin, black pepper, thyme, manuka honey, and that works deep within. And the results actually speak for itself. So you can try our NanoBalance or any of our products that were mentioned in this podcast with a 20% off just by clicking in the show notes our preferred customer link. It also is totally free to become a preferred customer, and it will unlock savings for life. We're here to help you. We're here to help you feel 100% better because you deserve it. So don't forget to subscribe, leave a review of this episode if it has helped you. And most importantly, please join our free Facebook group. We are here to expand on these topics and keep building better health together. So until next time, stay strong, stay curious, stay committed, because building better health starts with you.
Get ready to embrace a new gold standard for wellness with our NanoBalance tincture. It's formulated with organic, high antioxidant nutrients to help you maintain a healthy balance and bolster your health at the cellular level. Manuka honey provides more antioxidant and antimicrobial effects than any other kinds of honey. Curcumin supports a healthy immune system with its antioxidant, anti-inflammatory properties. thyme oil offers additional antioxidant and immune system support. Black pepper provides beneficial antioxidants and supports optimal nutrient absorption. Infuse the benefits of this amazing formula into your daily routine and embrace a happier, healthier you with NanoBalance.